Hi guys, in this presentation I will covering magnetically coupled circuits. Till now what we have studied electrically coupled circuits, which means suppose I have to transfer power to the any kind of load, then one way of transferring power is by connecting the voltage source or any kind of active source by means of current. These kind of circuits are known as conductively coupled circuits because power transferring to the load by the flow of current. This circuit is example for an conductively coupled circuits because the power is transferred to the load by means of current. Then there is another kind of circuit is called magnetically coupled circuits. The power is transferred through the load by means of flux, not by means of current. Like in transformer, the current induced in coil 1 produces the flux. So these flux will coupled with coil 2 because of voltage induced in coil 2. And in this way, we can transfer the power to the load. In simply, we say the power transferred to the load by inducing EMF. So these kind of circuits are known as magnetically coupled circuits. So in this presentation, we will see magnetically coupled circuits and how to deal with the magnetically coupled circuit. Okay, now we will see what is self-inductance and what is mutual inductance. In self-inductance, the change in the strength of the current in the coil is opposed by the coil itself by inducing an EMF. Let us consider one coil. EMF induced in that coil is given by VL equal to L into di by dt, where L is the inductance in that coil and di by dt is current changing in that same coil. Whereas in the mutual inductance, out of the two coils, one coil opposes change in the strength of current flowing in the other coil. In this case, let us assume two coils are placed near. Voltage induced in the coil 1 VL1 is given by L1 into di1 by dt plus or minus m into di2 by dt. So here L1 is the inductance in the coil 1 and m is known as a mutual inductance by coil 2. So the mutual inductance is affected the main flux by increasing or decreasing. Further we will see detailing in the. Before we going to the magnetically coupled circuits, we should know what is the thumb rule. The Maxwell's right hand thumb rule indicates the direction of the magnetic field in the direction of the current. If the thumb of the right hand points along the direction of the current, then the remaining curled four fingers of the same hand gives the direction of the magnetic field due to the current. Then we will go for a left hand thumb rule, which is by wrapping the left hand fingers around a wire with the thumb pointing in the direction of the electron flow, the fingers will show the direction of the magnetic field travel. The direction of the magnetic field is shown by the direction of the left hand fingers. In this lecture, we will use only right hand thumb rule. So keep it in mind, the thumb of the right hand indicated the direction of the flux and other four curled fingers indicates the magnetic field. Okay, now we will analyze these magnetically coupled circuits. Now let us consider one coil is wounded by air and rod. The first one is coil 1 and the second one is coil 2. They are placed nearer to each other. Let us say the current I1 is flow left to right using right hand thumb rule by placing four curled fingers in the magnetic field direction. Then the right hand thumb indicates the flux direction. Using same thumb rule for coil 2 and I denote the flux direction. Both of the coils, the flux directions in the same. If the flux is in the same directions, the total flux get increases. Mind it, if the fluxes are in the same direction, the total flux get increases. If the fluxes are in the opposite directions, they get decreases. We will see one by one. So we calculated voltage in the coil 1, which is caused by the self-inductance of the coil 1 and the mutual inductance of the coil 2. So the total voltage in the coil 1 is VL1 equal to L1 into di1 by dt. L1 is the self-inductance of the coil 1 and I1 is current flows through the coil 1, and plus M into di 2 by dt. M is the mutual inductance and I2 is the current flows through the coil 2. Why we are using plus in this formula? Because the fluxes are both coiled in the same directions, so they are add up to the main flux. I think now you will get a clear idea about this formula. Why we are adding self-induced voltage and mutual induced voltage? Because wherever the fluxes are in the same directions, the total flux get increases. So we are adding together, and in the same way, wherever the fluxes are in the opposite directions, the total flux get reduced or decreases. In that case, we are subtracting the mutual induced voltage. The equivalent circuit of this coil 1 and coil 2 shows in the slide. Then we are calculating voltage in the coil 2. Voltage calculated by the coil 2, which is caused by the same self-induced voltage and mutual induced voltage. So VL2 equal to L2. L2 is the inductance in the coil 2, di2 by dt plus mutual inductance di1 by dt. In the same manner, we are adding together because the fluxes are in the same direction, so the total flux get the total equivalent circuit shown in the slide. The circuit has the inductor and the dependent source. Current flows through the left to right, which is shown in the figure, and the EMF is also added to the self-induced EMF. So we connected the dependent source like this. The two coils in the right side, we calculated the voltages in the coils same like this, because here also fluxes are in the same directions. By using thumb rule, we find it. So the total fluxes get increases. We get a same equivalent circuit for this also. I think now you will clear about this. Okay. This is the second case. In same manner, let us assume that I1 current is flowing through the coil 1 and I2 current is flowing through the coil 2. These coils are placed nearer to each other and having inductance is given L1 and L2 respectively. Now see here. First we find the direction of the flux in the coil 1 using the thumb rule by placing 4 curl fingers in the right hand on the magnetic field directions. Then the thumb of the right hand indicates the flux directions. Using the same rule for finding the flux direction in the coil 2. In coil 1, the fluxes travels from left to right shown in the figure, but in the coil 2, the fluxes travels from right to left. So the fluxes make travels in the opposite directions, which means the flux produces from coil 2 opposing the flux producing in the coil 1. Similarly, the flux produces from the coil 1 opposes the flux producing in the coil 2. So the total flux get reduced. The overall net voltage also get reduced because of different direction of flux. In this case, I will write a voltage equations by the net voltage equal to self-induced voltage minus mutual induced voltage. Why we subtracting together? Because the mutual induced voltage opposes the self-induced voltage because of opposite directions of flux. Okay. Now we will write a voltage equations separately. At first we L1 equal to L1 into di1 by dt. L1 is the inductance in the coil 1. I1 is the current flowing through the coil 1 minus M into di2 by dt. M is the mutual inductance, which means the flux produces in the coil 2 which opposes the flux producing in the coil 1. So we subtract it together. In same way, we write the voltage equations VL2 by L2 into di2 by dt minus M into di1 by dt. These two inductors replaced by its equivalent circuit by connecting of one inductor and one dependent source. Before we seen that the polarity of the dependent source is connected by positively because it adds to the self-induced voltage which supports the self-induced voltage. But in this case, we seen the net voltage is reduced by the mutual induced voltage. So we connecting the dependent source whose polarity will be opposes the inductor. Okay. The two coils in the right side of the slide, here also the fluxes travels in the opposite directions. Okay, so the overall net fluxes also get reduced and overall net voltage also get reduced. Why? Because the mutual induced voltage is opposes the self EMF. So here also VL and VL2 are get a same equation. Okay. In this way, we find voltage at any kind of circuit and we replaces the two coils as a equivalent circuit by connecting one inductor and one dependent source. The polarity of the dependent source is according to the flux directions. Okay. So keep it in mind, whenever the fluxes travels in the same direction, the net overall voltage increased. So we adding mutual induced voltage to the self EMF. Whenever the fluxes travels in the opposite direction, the net overall voltage get reduced. So we subtracting the mutual EMF to the self EMF. Now remember one more point. In case 1 and 2 we get a plus M and in case 3 and 4 we get a minus mutual induction. Why? Because of opposing flux each other. M is always greater than 0. It's not become negative. Okay. Mutually induced EMF is maybe positive or negative, but M is must be greater than 0. In any kind of circuit, it is not possible to represent the current direction in inductor and to find the flux direction. It's not possible in the complex circuits. So, in this case, we replaced these four cases in the dot. How? I will explain it. That is known as dot conversion. If current enters from the dot or leaves the dot simultaneously, then the mutual flux adds to the main flux and voltage induced by the mutual flux is positive. This is case 1 and 2. Let's see the first two coils, the current enters coil 1 and also current enters in the coil 2. So I will place one dot here and also I will place one dot here. If the current enters in the both the dot and current leaving from the both the dot, then the mutual induced EMF is positive, which adds up to the self EMF. Conversion 1 is combination of both case 1 and 2. In case number 2, we see the current entering both the dot and current leaving in the both the dot. So the overall mutual EMF is positive and mutual flux is added to the main flux. In this case, we replaced by the two inductor are like this and the direction of I1 and I2 like this and current enters from the dot and second case like this, one more two inductors, here the current leaves from the both the dot. So the mutual flux is adds up to the main flux and the mutual induced EMF is positive. Okay. So we got a voltage equation for these two inductor is VL1 equal to L1 into di by dt plus M into di2 by dt and VL2 equal to L2 into di2 by dt plus M into di1 by dt. We already seen these two formulas. Okay, now we see the conversion to. If current enters from dot in one coil and leaves the dot in another coil, then the mutual flux opposes the main flux and voltage induced by the mutual flux is negative. See here, in case 3 and case 4, current entering the coil in 1 and I place one dot here and current leaving the second coil, so I placed one dot here. So totally the current enters in one dot in the coil and leaves the second dot in the second coil. So the fluxes opposes the main flux and voltage induced by the mutual flux is negative. And I will take these two inductors in case 3. Current entering one dot and current leaving the other dot. And the fourth case is also same like this, because here current leaves in one dot and current enters in another dot. So the total mutual flux opposes the main flux. And we get a voltage equations for these two cases is V L1 equal to L1 into di1 by dt minus M into di2 by dt. Why we put a minus here? Because the mutual induced EMF is opposes the self-induced EMF. And also V L2 equal to L2 into di2 by dt minus M into di1 by dt. Okay. So keep it in mind. Current enters from dot or leaves from dot, then the mutual inductance adds to the main flux and induced mutual EMF is always positive. Then the second case is if current enters from dot in one coil and leaves the dot in another coil, then the mutual flux opposes the main flux, then the voltage induced by the mutual flux is always negative. I think now you will get a clear idea about this. Then we see about coefficient of coupling is denoted as K. Note that K equal to M divided by root of L1 into L2. M is the mutual inductance and L1 is the self-inductance from coil 1 and L2 is the self-inductance of coil 2. Okay. The range of K is 0 to 1. If the value of K is 0, then M is 0. So no mutual inductance are there. If the value of K equal to 1, then M equal to root of L1 and L2. Then the two coils are tightly bound. If K equal to 0, the coil is isolated coil. If K equal to 1, the coil is tightly bounded to the other coil, which is denoted by the coefficient of. We see series connections. First one is series aiding. We took two series aiding connections. What do you mean by series aiding? See here, current enters and in the one dot, and here also current enters in the another dot. And in the case 2, current leaves the both the dots. So the total mutual induced EMF is positive. Already we see by the dot conversion. Now let's write voltage equations for these two. V L1 equal to L1 into di1 by dt plus M into di2 by dt, and V L2 equal to L2 into di2 by dt plus M into di1 by dt. Why we are adding the mutual induced EMF? Because of the dot conversion. Okay. Here this is a series connections. So same current flows through the two inductors in case 1 and as well as case 2. So we replaced I1 and I2 by I. So rewrite the voltage equations. V L1 equal to L1 plus M into di by dt and V L2 equal to L2 plus M into di by dt. The total net voltage is equal to V L1 plus V L2. Okay. Now the total voltage is calculated by L equivalent into di by dt. What is L equivalent? We see L1 plus L2 plus 2M, which is the L equivalent. Keep it in mind. Wherever we see series aiding connections, in that case L equivalent is calculated by L1 plus L2 plus 2M. This is common for both case 1 and case 2. Then we see series opposing connections. Okay. In this case, current enters in the one dot and current leaves in the other dot. In case 4, current leaves the first dot and current enters in the second dot. Okay. So in this case, we write a voltage equation V L1 equal to L1 into di1 by dt minus M into di2 by dt, and also V L2 equal to L2 into di2 by dt minus m into di2 by dt. Before case we seen it's a series connections, so there is the current, same current flows through it. In same way here also it's a series connections, so same current is flows through it, and I1 and I2 is replaced by I. Okay, and V1 equal to L1 into di by dt minus m into di by dt, as well as V2 equal to L2 into di by dt minus m into di by dt. Okay, the total voltage equal to VL1 plus VL2. Okay, then the total voltage is calculated by L1 plus L2 minus 2m into di by dt. So V equal to L equivalent of di by dt. Here L equivalent is L1 plus L2 minus 2m. Okay, keep it in mind. Whenever we see a series aiding connection, the L equivalent is calculated by L1 plus L2 plus 2m, and whenever we see a series opposing connections, we find L equivalent by L1 plus L2 minus 2m. Next we see parallel aiding and parallel opposing connections. In case number 1 and 2 are parallel aiding, and case number 3 and 4 are parallel opposing. Why we are said it a parallel aiding and opposing? Because of dot conversion. Okay, in case number 1 and 2, current enters the both the dot and current leaves the both the dot. In this case, L equivalent is calculated by L1 into L2 minus m squared by L1 plus L2 minus 2m. Okay, then we see parallel opposing connections. Case number 3 and 4 are parallel opposing connections. Why we are said that parallel opposing connection? Because here the current enters in one dot and leaves in one dot. Same for case number 4 also. Here the current leaves in one dot and current enters in another dot. So in this case the mutual EMF is affected the self EMF. Okay, in this case L equivalent is calculated by L1 into L2 minus m squared by L1 plus L2 plus 2m. I think now you will get a clear understanding about how to calculate L equivalent for series aiding and series opposing, as well as parallel aiding and parallel opposing. In this lecture, I cover difference between the conductively coupled circuits and magnetically coupled circuits, and also I cover self and mutual inductance and thumb rules and dot conversion and how to calculate L equivalent for 4 types of circuits. I hope you understand what I am telling you in this lecture, and thank you so much for watching this video.